Hi, welcome to the Knitting and Tangents podcast. My name is Sarah. I am so glad you came to see this, whether you're returning or new. Either way, it's great to have you here. I am B. Sarah on Ravelry. I also have a Propanicus Moon group on Ravelry, and you will see sort of what that's about in a few minutes. On Instagram, I am Propanicus_Moon. Let's see, on Facebook it's Propanicus Moon, there's a group for that. And, I'm losing the social media here. Website, did I say that? Propanicusmoon.com. The show notes will be a little bit in Ravelry, on the website, blog portion of the website, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, thank you for coming. I'm glad to have you here. Did I say whether you're new or not? I started over, so I'm kind of confused right now. I'll get past that in a minute. Today, let's see, I have dogs today. They're sitting across the room watching me because they think when I start talking that means I'm telling them we're going to go on an RIDE for an ROMP, and they haven't quite figured out how to spell those things yet, but they know exactly what the words mean. I'm sure many of you know that feeling. They have both been out today, so hopefully they will not need to again, but if they do, I think I'm a little more comfortable with this, that I can stop and let them out and start over. It won't throw me completely off like the first time it would have. Oh, let's see, what's new? We were going to have electricians here tomorrow. We're getting a solar system installed and they were going to come do the electrical work. But they've decided that it can all be done in one day, so they might as well just wait and do everything at once. So that's okay, that frees up some time there. Let's see, what else is new or different? The winter break is over, as we like to call it, Propanicus vacation. Not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before, I think that was the 13th, would have been the date of the annual Gigando Propanicus party. And it wasn't. I think I've said before, this will be the second year we haven't done that, and it's, we kind of miss it, but it's still really nice not to have to do it. What else is new? Let's see. That's probably about it. Not a lot happening around here these days. Yeah. So what did I say? I'm going to show yarn. So I've been saying, I think I mentioned before, I'll be at a sale this coming Saturday. Is it the 27th? Something like that. And that'll be in Rochester at the Century Club. It's on East Avenue across from the Science Museum. I don't know the exact address, but it'll be there. There's about 10 or 15 different vendors of yarn, soap, lotion, project bags, probably some jewelry as well. All different things. She usually puts together a good group of people for that. And then the following Saturday? Yeah, it is. The following Saturday I'll be in the village of Wyoming, New York at the Wyoming Inn for our fiber flurry. It's our local little fiber thing. There's classes, there's a morning session and an afternoon session. You can look it up on Facebook under Fiber Flurry in the groups. Fiber Flurry 2016, I think, in the groups section. I think it's a group and not a page. I never know those distinctions. Anyway, so there's classes, there's yarns, there's soaps and lotions and jewelries. They put together a good group of people. There will also be people with fleeces and yarns that they've spun from the fleeces from their animals. So it's a nice range from that to, one thing I'm excited about is that she has hedgehog fibers, and I'm hoping, I really want a skein of their sock yarn, so I'm hoping she has some of that Saturday, and I can get that. I was going to say without having to pay shipping, but I'm sure the shipping is already added into the price. So that'll be fun. And well, my friend Pat will be there with all her soaps, and I need to stock up on soaps, so she has good soaps, nice soaps that she makes that don't destroy your skin and they smell good and they're just nice. I think that's all for what's going on, just the two things. And let's see, yeah. So I'm going to start showing you the yarn I've dyed. I haven't been dyeing yarn much over the winter at all. I don't know why, I just have not felt it. I guess there was not really, well, excuse me, there was nothing that I was going to do it for. One moment. Okay, it's just chamomile tea with honey. It's nothing exciting or special. So, I will I will show you my yarns. These are all fingering weight yarns. Some are sock yarns, some are better probably for lace or garments maybe than socks. This is Palomar. It is that a good, yeah. It's a fingering weight. You get almost 500 yards. I think it's 450 meters and 490 yards in this. It's kind of fluffy, but it's really nice. It's good for, I've had a lot of people who buy it for cowls and small shawls. They like that a lot. The colors that I've done right now, since I haven't dyed for so long, I just didn't do anything really exciting. This red one with the brown, I hope you can see the brown, is the, well, it's not the only color that I came up with, but it's the most different one that I usually do. Another one I call Solo. These are 100% superwash merino. They have about 400 yards to them. The other I call Aria. Now it's very much like the Solo, except for it also has 30% silk. So it's really nice and really drapey. It's great for shawls, lace shawls, things that you would like that for. It just is nice. And then, let's see, this is the sock yarn. This is my sort of basic sock yarn right now. I call it Potential because it can be used for anything. It is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. There's these colors. There's that new red again. A couple of blues and grays. And yeah, nothing too interesting. Do I need to hold that up more? I just, you know how it is. You just get going and you don't know how long it takes things to focus for people to see what they need to see. So that's that. And then the one that I'm excited about, it's new. I got a tweed yarn, which I've been wanting for a while, and I finally got some. It's superwash merino and nylon, and then the Donegal nips, which I believe are also nylon. They may be polyester because they don't take the dye. Nylon takes the acid dyes that are made for the wool. I am really excited about this. I just like how it dyes up in colors. One neutral, of course, but you have to have something they can make for their husband. And what I had wanted was for that to be, I'm going to put some of this away, a Blueface Leicester blend instead of merino. And my supplier didn't have any, and I really had to buy this yarn at the end of the year last year because I had something coming up. And so I got the merino just because I really wanted tweed, and I really like it. And now she has the Blueface Leicester in, so when I get more yarn, I'm going to get it in Blueface Leicester instead of Merino, because I just think the Blueface Leicester is better for socks. And that's really it with all my yarn dyeing. It's not real exciting. Like I said, I didn't do any new kinds of colors or new kinds of techniques or anything. My yarns are all pretty much tonal. I do, whatever colors are mixed in with that to make this each particular shade. I dip it in one and then the next and then the next, and that's really all I do. It's just, I guess, picking out which ones you're using and how much and what order to do it in, and yeah, it can get kind of wild. We'll put everything in. I brought a box over to put it in. So, let's see. I feel like I'm buzzing through this really fast and at the same time repeating myself. So, we'll get on to the works in progress. Yes. This is my second sock of my February socks. I'm just starting the heel flap. It is a slip stitch ribbed heel, which I learned how to do on the Porthos last month. It's a really nice one if you have a pattern that, is basically a rib anyway. You can just carry the rib down into the heel. You slip one, purl one, slip one, knit one, slip one, purl one, slip one, knit one, and then just knit, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl on the way back. But it gives a nice cushy kind of heel. And it's nice. So yes, I finished my first one, and that's good. And I'm working on the second, so it should be done by the end of the month. That's the plan. And it is, I don't know if I've said, it's a blueberry waffle pattern on fingering, just using the stitch pattern from the blueberry waffle instead of doing the exact pattern, which I think is written for DK. So that's a good one. And then the next one I have is one I don't know if I should even say designing. I don't know if it's that involved. But it's my own, I'm making it up. For the Fiber Flurry, because I'm going to be teaching an introduction to brioche class, to two-color brioche. Because I do think the two-color is easier to begin with, especially on the round it helps. But you can see what your stitches are doing and which one should be knit or worked, knit or purl, depending on which side of the fabric you're working on. And which should be slipped and have the yarn over that. It's a pretty simple hat so far. I did a little over 2 inches of ribbing, and now I'm doing the brioche section. I had planned to do the whole thing in the magenta color, but I don't have enough, so I'm putting a band of this in the middle, and I don't know if you can see that's blue and gray alternating. That's why I have so many strings coming off of here. And I'll do that for a while and then put more magenta. And it's just going to go straight up. I have a ruler, yes. This is a lovely 7.5-inch ruler, which I just think is the funniest thing that one of the antique shops in town was selling. So, yeah. So yes, the rib is 2.5 inches, and I'm going to go up, I don't know, about 6 inches on the brioche. And then it's just going to hopefully be a flat top with rings of the orange and the different colors, or other colors. If these have all gone out, I'll just throw in something else. And so that it has circles where the decreases are. And that's about it. It could have a pom-pom or not, whatever you want. I'm going to do another one out of some hand spun that I have, and some Ella Rae. I wouldn't have to dig too much to get that. I'll show you next time. Hopefully, well, yeah, it might even be, no, it won't be finished by then. This one should be finished by next time, and so should this sock. And what else? Works in projects. Works in projects, yes. The doodler shawl, I've done about that much. I had to rip out a bunch because I tried to get clever and then I had to start over part of it. So it's not coming along too quickly. And what else? I haven't been doing much on anything. I'm trying to get these socks done because I got a late start and I feel like that's important to keep on track. For me, it's too easy for me to let things slide and not worry about it. So I'm trying hard to keep on track for the timeline. And then this hat, and because it has to be done in 2 weeks, and I don't know if it's the needles, they're Knit Picks, the wooden ones, I don't know what they call the multicolored ones. Harmony maybe is Harmony. And they're 15-inch, and it just doesn't slide real well on them. So I don't know. I usually don't mind those needles too much, but for some things they're just not good. What else? I will also in the class be referring to the Knitting Brioche book by Nancy Marchant. And I know she has 2 more books out, but I don't have them yet. One's a more advanced type of brioche and the other is a lace brioche. So those will be interesting. Those are on my list to get to. I love getting books about techniques and things like that. Yeah, so this is good. I think I have a choice, which of course I don't have here, the 2 yarns that I'm going to choose from for my next month's sock. Look at that, they're just sleeping over there. They're just being so good. Of course, that could change in the drop of a hat. I don't know when the last time the neighbor has walked her dogs is. And that's what gets them going. They don't like that. Of course, they also don't like trucks driving down the street, but that's just how it is. And now the last thing, is it really just the last thing already? Wow, this has gone fast. This is going to be a short episode, I'm guessing. Unless I figure out something to put in. Don't know why it's that way. I was looking for something in one of my stash boxes the other day, and I found this yarn that I've had for 5 or 6 years. I don't know how long. And I started wondering how many people had yarn that could easily be classified as to maybe the weirdest yarn ever. So that's what I think this is, and that's what I'd like people to come up with from their own stash. And what I thought we'd do is on the group I'll put a thread in, weirdest yarn ever. It's pretty self-explanatory for that, and then I'll put the ideas and directions at the beginning. But post your weirdest yarn that you have. I mean, I think everybody should just get one because there can only really be one weirdest. They can be weird, but the weirdest of the weird. That's yes. So this is what I have. I got it from a place that's not too far from me. Her business is called Pollywogs, and she sells a lot of odd yarns and she sells brown sheep, which I really like as just a basic heavy-ish yarn. This is what I'm classifying as the weirdest yarn ever. We'll put it right there, and hopefully that will focus. I'll leave it there for a few seconds, maybe longer. So what I would like to do is to have everybody else put their weird yarn on. This one here, let's do this too. This will give you an idea of what it actually looks like instead of in the skein. Now I have done a burn test on this because I have no idea what it is. And my best guess is that it's a nylon core and maybe the white globs are, they could be paper, but I think they may have latex in or over them. I didn't smell a rubbery smell, and I didn't smell a papery smell, not a strong one anyway of either. I'm pretty sure it was the core that melted. It could be the coating that's on this, because there is some kind of coating. They are a bit of a hard surface and a bit shiny. Not shiny, but they do reflect light. They don't just absorb it. So I really have no idea what this is. If anybody does know, let me know. That would be cool. So what I thought we'd do is everybody could put their weirdest yarn up. This one will not be in the race, but it will come into play again. And then I'll put a form up toward the end. It'll be up till the end of March, open till the end of March. So, you know, who knows, maybe you're out shopping, you'll find one. Yes, they'll be there, we'll do that. We'll put a form up, people can vote for which one they think is the weirdest. Because I'm not going to choose it and a random number is not going to choose it. So we'll do that. And then part 2 of this is I have to, and I don't know if the winner, or maybe they'll consider themselves the loser, has to, something like that, make something out of it. So that's another thing that people can come up with, is ideas of things to make from all these strange yarns that hopefully will be collected there. This, I haven't tried knitting with this. A friend of mine has used it in her weaving, but that makes more sense to me than knitting with it. I would imagine this would have to be just a scarf, maybe, just a plain garter stitch, kind of big needles, open stitchy garter stitch scarf. We'll see. I don't know. Do you think it's the weirdest yarn ever? I'm sure there's other stuff out there that's even weirder, but I know this is the weirdest I've come across that I actually own. I can't believe that I own it. And I have 2 balls of it. I don't remember how, I think it came on a cone. So I have 2 balls. They're different colors. They do change color. I don't know. I think it needs to be a scarf, if anything. And we can see what people come up with, and then do that. Make things. Make something. And if you want to make something with your yarn that's weird, just because, you know, then maybe in April Fools. Ooh, wouldn't that be kind of a good tie-in? I didn't think of that before. We could have a weird along. You know, they have little alongs, Muppet alongs, and all these things. So we could have a weird along. That could be fun. And I guess, yeah, so that's it for all the yarny things, all the knitting things. I keep forgetting to mention other podcasts and how I thought I'd start now with sort of how I started thinking about doing a podcast, and I don't know quite what drove me to actually do it, but I'll start at the beginning. Is that I think I've said before, I used to knit a lot of lace shawls, and I was active in the Boo Knits group, which is a lovely group, and she makes the most amazing patterns. And Tilly Trout was there. Tilly Trout was one of the moderators for a while, and she was fabulous. She was also one of the test knitters, and she was active. I'd say I was active, but she was very active in the group. She and her friend Juliet were especially funny. You can see them in the Trout Mail group. Their interactions are just priceless. So Tilly did this, and I started watching her podcast. I found her group, and then found that she had a podcast, and started watching it, and just fell in love, as many of us have with Tilly. And I think I think those were the first podcasts I watched, and then I branched out from there to the Dancing Geek, and really enjoyed James. Was moving into a new phase of his life right now, which is exciting for him. Then I think I started watching Come Knit With Us. Then maybe Bakery Bears. They're all kind of jumbled in there together. You know how it gets. You just say, oh, and you hear about everything, and you go watch it all at once. And F.O. and Di, like them a lot. And we'll leave it there. I'll come up with more for next week. And I just started watching them thinking, I should do this, or I could do this, or wonder what it would be like to do this. And now I know. It's not so bad. I still don't have a monitor, which really doesn't bother me at all. I trust this camera pretty well, and I hope that, I know last week was kind of a disaster. I didn't get things close enough, and I had things down underneath where you could see that I was doing. So that wasn't good, but the camera, I think, for focusing and for color accuracy, because it's just daylight bouncing around the room in here now, is pretty good, and I really would rather not have the distraction of seeing myself talking. I thought I'd get a small camera, a video camera that had the viewfinder, that flips out so that you could see it to the side, and that might still be in the picture, but I'm sorry. I don't remember where it was. So I set it up. I started just sort of, I guess, doing selfies with a regular camera, not with a phone. Just setting the tripod up with the camera, and would sit in what I would think of as my set, and not look quite so stupid, I hope. But do that, and put it on, the timer, and have it take a picture, and then see how that looked. And then I moved from that to recording a few minutes of just me talking to myself, not very clearly, probably having dogs join me, probably, any number of things, anything you can imagine that could have happened. Well, maybe not, but that. And then a few weeks ago, what would that be now? Almost, just about a month ago, I decided to go for it. The dogs were here, everybody else was gone. I still don't want to do this when there's people around, so that's okay. And I turned it on, and I think I may have started 2 or 3 times, but basically I turned it on and just started talking. And of course then the dogs started whining and barking, and now I've done 3. This is my 3rd, which I didn't think I'd do this many. I really didn't. I thought it would freak me out, and I would run away and not do any more. On Instagram, my brother commented on the post that I had there for the first one. He said, "Where's my sister? What have you done with her?" Which, this isn't something I would normally do, or people would expect me to do. So if you're thinking about it, I don't know how many people watch these things and go, "Oh, I could do that." I just always thought I was kind of strange that way, especially with a long documented history of staying out of the limelight. So if you do, just try it. Just do a few things here and there. People use their phones, people use their computers, people have cameras, some have video cameras. The equipment isn't really the important part. You want something that'll get a good enough picture, but if you really want to do it, just do it and don't worry about that to start. Who would think now that I would be doing a cheerleading self-help thing? But, watch them, see how they're put together. There's a pretty straightforward formula for a lot of them. I am wondering about switching that formula up a little bit. I don't know how, because I just, as I've said, I don't knit that fast, so I don't have a lot of things. I've thought of doing a segment of things my dogs have chewed up, which range from, hand knit socks, and one did destroy an entire sofa. Yes, she's still here. She was known as Devil Dog for quite a long time, but actually before that she was too. So a sofa, socks, a fountain pen, yarn, those usual things that you expect. Shoes, a lot of shoes. I have a few of the things that have been destroyed or, been chewed up into pieces. I'm just looking at them. I'm sorry, they're just both sleeping over there. It's so nice when they're quiet. It's like kids. It's so nice when they're quiet. And usually when you start talking, like when you get on the phone, they come over and go, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, I need me." And no. And these dogs are just the same. You start doing something and then suddenly they need everything. They need you to play with their toys. They need you to let them out. They just need to climb on you and lick you. And yeah. So I guess this is the tangent part of the Knitting and Tangents. So where was I? Oh, doing a podcast. Just, if you want to, try. There's a lot coming out right now. It may feel like you're getting lost in the crowd, which, yeah, that's definitely an issue. But it's not a bad issue. It sort of, especially if you're shy, it sort of helps a little, because it's like, oh, not that many people will see it. So that's what we have. I think I better stop before I just go on forever and it becomes complete drivel. It's pretty close right now. So thank you again. Thank you again. Please stop by the Ravelry group and post pictures of your weirdest yarn. The group is just called Friends. I think it's the full title is Friends of Propanicus Moon. I'm sure if you put Propanicus Moon in, it will come up. And yeah, you can join the group. You can comment. Some people comment, not everybody. You can show your work. It doesn't have to be out of that yarn. It can be whatever you're excited about at the time. I'll start a thread for that, so that people who do want to see what the Propanicus Moon yarn looks like don't get confused, but we'll just say, have a excitement thread. Yeah, I'm a ball of fire, as my husband always says. Yeah, I got that out of my system. Anyway, thank you. That's where I was. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by again. I do hope that you will come back again another time. There'll be another one in a couple weeks. This is, I didn't say that at the beginning, oh dear, it is Monday, February 22nd, or is it the 21st? Here, let me look. I have a thing that will tell me. Got too many things open. It is the 22nd, Monday, February 22nd. I will have another one in 2 weeks, which will be March 8th maybe? Right around there. And yeah, I know I keep steering off and just sort of losing track here, I'm sorry. In 2 weeks, I'll try to keep it more toward the beginning, well, it'll be posted. This is Monday because I thought the electricians were going to be here tomorrow and they called. And I decided just to go ahead with it because I had people out of the house. So Tuesday's when I'm going to try, what I'm going to aim for. We're going to work on how to get it uploaded a little bit less clunkily. And then, so yeah, it'll be out Tuesday night or Wednesday morning for that. This should come out sometime Tuesday, probably Tuesday morning, because I don't want to let it upload at night, because I don't want to, it's the computer that we use that for, it will keep my husband awake. So we don't want to do that. He has to get up early in the morning to go teach his little children's. Or rotten kids. Actually, no, this year he doesn't have rotten kids. He has good kids this year. So that's all. And thank you again. I know I repeat myself a lot. There we go again. So thank you again. And have a great 2 weeks. And I'll see you then. Bye-bye.